Gentlemen, welcome to another MHGR breakdown. This time we are checking out Man vs. Machine. I am Paul, your resident combat veteran, MMA fighter, caffeine addict, and YouTuber. And we are watching, this is the trailer for Man vs. Machine. Of course, before we get started, be sure to check out the merch store down below. I have lots of cool shirts. It's probably the best way to support the channel. And other than that, let's get into it. Okay, so let's think about this for a minute. You're Manco, and your building, your shipping hub, is isolated, far away from a road, far away from civilization, and yet you say, you know what, I want to make sure nobody that drives by can see our sign from a distance. Now, look, this isn't in front of a road. There's absolutely no reason to have an advertising sign. And maybe this is just me being bothered by this, but like Amazon warehouses do not say Amazon prominently on the side unless they are facing a highway, in which case they use themselves for free advertising. But why would you put this up? Especially if Manco is an evil corporation designing horrible world-destroying robots. Why would you make it easy to find you? We ship products and get in fights. I appreciate their straightforward marketing strategy. That's how you know it was set in the 60s, when marketing just hadn't yet evolved to the point where it is today, where there's marketing is just all subconscious associations that you want people to make. So you'll just stick up a billboard that's like Dove moisture, right? It's like in advertising is what used to be a parody in Zoolander, but now it's actually how people advertise. That, or it's like spam advertisements, that you get in your inbox that are like, make your maleness enhanced, right? It's either totally explicit and pretty dumb and cheesy, or it's super subtle and psychologically manipulative. Okay, have you guys ever seen thunderstorm while it's snowing? I don't think I ever have, but I don't know if there's a physical reason that's the case, or if it's just sort of a thing, or just sort of I've never seen it. Do you know how hard it is to play guitar with a glove on? It's really tough, actually. It's a huge pain. It's a testament to engineers' skill. Also, fun fact, if you leave guitars out in areas that have extreme temperature changes, the wood will actually warp a lot and they'll become unplayable. I once ruined, and I'm so sorry for musicians that I'm going to tell you this story, I once ruined an $800 Les Paul by leaving it in my parents' attic when I went to college. And of course the attic was not climate controlled. So when the summer got up to 90 and then the winter got down to well below freezing and then the summer got back up to 90 and then I came home and basically the wood had like warped like this on the neck. It was like totally hopeless. Wait, it was thundering out a minute ago. Now the sun is bright. I love these insane contradictions, by the way. I recognize that this is preposterous on every level, and that this level of analysis that I'm doing is pointless and ridiculous. But if you're not here for pointlessness and ridiculousness, I gotta say Team Fortress 2 doesn't seem like the franchise for you. Okay, fun story time. Combat boots are terrible in the snow. There is not a lot of padding in those things. And I know if you've looked through the ancient history of my channel, you'll know that MHGR originally stood for Military History Gear Review, and I went out and did camping in some pretty extreme circumstances with military surplus gear. And there's at least 2 videos where I was out camping in snowstorms, very, very large ice storms, in fact, and it was not a great time. It was really, really hard, especially because I had the footwear of basically, I had the socks of a World War II soldier. Those are what were called foot wraps, and they weren't all that effective, and they formed this nice little funnel that let snow kind of get in. But even when I was on active duty, unless you had special winter boots, the cold would just run right through that dense leather. It would offer no insulation, and your feet would get very, very cold very, very quickly. And so, again, the nice thing about the linen wrap system is that you can just wrap your feet again and again in more and more layers of wraps, creating your own sort of double sock effect. All right, that's pretty spooky. Okay, I'm just going to point out that chambering around in a shotgun is not something you should do multiple times. You can't do it because every time you chamber it or you cycle the pump action, you're going to eject the round that's in there, and you're going to have one less round in your magazine. Right? So you can chamber it once, right? Like, I can't really discuss this. Some people, hypothetically, would keep, say, a home defense shotgun with actually a round not chambered, so you have that option, that iconic ka-chunk sound, as a sort of escalation of force process. Sometimes in the military we would do that too. You want to be able to... if you want to let someone know that they should stop doing whatever they're doing and there's a language barrier, you can always have the option of letting them know that what they're doing is seen as a threat. And so we would sometimes like rack an M4. We'd say, and you would see that, you would hear it, and that person would say, oh, I probably shouldn't continue to approach this military checkpoint with, this AK-47 or whatever, which is not uncommon in Afghanistan, actually, when I was there. Like, non-combatants just carrying assault rifles, policemen coming home from work, private security guards, not uncommon at all. So you wouldn't want to actually just shoot them on sight because, again, they might not be hostile. But it's good to let them know that, hey, we're watching you and what you're doing right now is threatening to us. So being able to do that one time, chink, is a nice way to send a message. But there's a trade-off, right? If you need to engage like that, you've got to do one more extra motion. To me, the trade-off is worth it, but... I wonder if this is a reference to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or, right? The Spielberg movie. You guys know what I'm talking about? The sort of iconic scene? I feel like that's definitely the case. Okay, again, we talked in another video about the uncanny valley in which things become... with things that are definitely not human-like but have limited human traits are seen as cute, and things that are very, very human-like are seen as sort of like non-threateningly human. And then there's this middle ground where things are human-like but they give us the creeps, And that's called the uncanny valley. It's where things don't look right, but they creep us out because they're too human-like. And I feel like these robots with their weird shaking motions are definitely right there in that uncanny valley. Damn, 2012. What was I doing in 2012? I was still on active duty. I was just back from Afghanistan, and I was living in an unfurnished apartment. And you guys were killing endless hordes of machines. Who was the real winner there? I don't know. I don't know. If you guys had a couch, you had me beat. Dun 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 dun. Okay, should I play Man vs. Machine? Is this worth it, or is this a game mode for like advanced players? Let me know as always in the comments. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out some of the other videos here, and be sure to hit subscribe, check out the merch store, check out the second channel dedicated to Warhammer 40,000. And yeah, until next time, I will see you guys later.